So the portfolio is holding the line. So today we are pretty flat. We are at $344,060.28 after hours. Yesterday's gains were massive, and it's good to see the portfolio still holding. Didn't reverse, didn't give back a good chunk of those gains. So let's check out what's going on. In this portfolio update, I'm also going to go into more of the options menu. I had someone comment that they wanted to see more details, so I will be going into that further into the video. So in the Roth IRA, we're down 4%. So RKLB did give back some of the gains, but Palantir made up for it. Year to date, we're up 15.7%, 185% in the past year, and 169% all time, going back to December 11th, 2023. Buying power is still $19. Nothing has changed. And this is the total percent change, I believe. Yes. So total percent change on these covered calls for RKLB. So currently in the green on these calls for RKLB. Now that RKLB has retraced a little bit. Because the expiration date is so soon, these are going to lose value very, very quickly, which is good for me. The puts are still, they're up. I was actually up a little bit more today, but I will be going over why I'm still holding on to them. The AMD $310 call. We are down 18% basically, but we're up 5% today on these calls. And this is the holding for RKLB. So today it was down 5.5%, but we're still up overall 76% on 2,225 shares here at a 1678 average. Okay, so on the big account. Big account was up 1.1% today, thanks to Palantir. So in the past 3 months, we're up 89%, which is pretty cool. Year to date, we're up 11.7%, 425% in the past year. Like, these percentages are getting wild. Like, I'm looking forward to January 31st. I think that was the lowest point. And I hope the portfolio is still at these levels to kind of see that huge difference. Like right now, look at that. That's a 500% gain from January 31st to today. Wow. And all time, we're up 239%, going back to August 2nd of 2021. Buying power is still 243,000. I haven't sold any cash secured puts yet. I'm trying to be a little bit more patient with these. So let's go into this options tab. So if you look on this options, there's a little icon here. So here it breaks down actual positions on how it's been going in the past week. So for the options, you can go back 1 month. So these options, covered calls, cash secured puts, buying long calls, buying long puts, anything that's made with options is going to show up here. So this is pretty cool. So in the past month, brought in about 13 grand. And in the past 3 months, down 13 grand. And why is that? That is because of these rolls for cash secured puts, covered calls on Palantir that I bought back at a big loss. Let's see if I can go into that. I don't know if it'll. But year to date, up 24% on all of the options that I've been managing. But yeah, look at that. In the past year, look at this big drawdown. If it wasn't for these drawdowns here, it would have been a pretty profitable year as far as options goes. But these drawdowns was strictly to keep all of my Palantir shares. So that is basically the con of, covered calls gone wrong, cash secured puts gone wrong. If you're not willing to take the loss early, you're going to have to bite the bullet later on, or let the shares get called away at whatever price strike, you basically set. So yeah, this is December 22nd. This is 2022, beginning of 2023. I was doing like swing trading here and there, but man, look at that. November was a rough month. Basically gave back all of the premium, but that was to keep control of the shares on Palantir, which I think going back, it's going to be like total return made 122 grand, but you take into consideration the options, it's been about a $90-something thousand return, and I think it was worth it. But yeah, let me know down below. Let me know what you think about this page. I could probably go over it on a daily basis or a weekly basis. And here, the stocks and ETFs will show more of a different story. In the past month, basically green. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, look at that. If it wasn't for the options, like it would have been. Yeah, look at that. So stocks and ETFs is showing a much different story than the options. So that's pretty cool. And there's the realized profit and losses. Okay, so I'm not sure if I was going to go into anything else here. The $33.50 covered calls, they're basically going to bleed out. I expect to close these out at a penny or 2 pennies. And something I was thinking about too is this is why I set the strike so high now. Like, even though Palantir did move up 5% today, it's making a nice bounce this week, it still has to hit $80 by Friday for these calls to even be in danger. If it's not even sniffing $80 by Friday, I'm not worried one bit. But let's say it does shoot up to 81. I'm going to have the option to roll. I want to cover 43 cents. I'll go out 1 week. 43 cents, almost $87. I can roll it up to $87 for the following week. Or roll it up to $110 for after earnings. And it's a bit risky, but it's still betting that Palantir is not going to pump, $40 from here between now and after earnings. But this would cover the roll. So this is why I'm just going to continue sticking with weekly calls. Weekly calls, 0.1 delta. I leave some money on the table, but I'm not worried about big moves on the upside because I'm going to capture the vast majority of that move. Okay. Let's see. Let's check out what's going on Twitter. Oh, so something I'm enjoying more as I keep transparently sharing my portfolio on Twitter and on YouTube is people will tell me that they looked forward to seeing my update after Palantir, RKLB, or AMD have a big day. It does mean a lot. It's nice for people to care and to want to follow along. And I truly don't want you guys copying my trades. I really don't, because I would feel guilty. Like if something happened with RKLB or Palantir and then someone lost money and they didn't know why. I just want people to learn from the way I think about things and just take, learn bits and pieces from what from what I'm sharing, and learn from others as well, learn for yourself, and you'll kind of develop your own strategy that works for you. But going back to this, despite all of the misleading posts by financial gurus and bots on FinTwit to generate clicks, you can trust my posts for an authentic reflection of my portfolio and thoughts each day. And this guy, I think you should leave. Oh man, great show. For those who haven't seen it, it's silly. It's silly as hell. I love it. Oh yeah. So here, earlier today, the puts on RKLB were up 14% during today's drop. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I could just sell them now and buy the dip on RKLB. But then I thought to myself, well, they're a $25 strike, and RKLB is highly volatile. Like, there's a very high chance that it'll touch 25 between now and expiration. What if it hits $25? How far out can I hold on to these and still get the same return, 14%, and still have a profit? And it would be March 5th. So on March 5th, if RKLB is at $25, these puts will still return that 14%. But between now and March 5th, it could go higher. Like if it were to hit, you know, $25 by, you can just follow along that dotted line by 50%. If it were to touch $25 by, I think it's the end of January, like January 30th, 31st, these options would be up by 50%. So I'm just buying myself more time here. I'm just giving myself more time to make more money off of these puts. And I'm going to wait for RKLB to go through a bigger drawdown to get more bang for my buck. You know, once I transfer the money from puts to shares, I'll be buying more shares with that money instead of just buying it now at $28. So I'm just going to keep holding on to the puts for now. The Palantir bulls will get exhausted at these levels. The Palantir bulls at these levels. Now, I'm not going to play this one. I'm going to play the new and improved version. Thanks to Andy, man. Andy, he responded to this post. Where is it? Oh, wait, when did he post it? He responded to me. Oh, here it is. Lots going on here. Longtime bulls keeping pace, newcomers having fun, or who are having their head spin, latecomers jumping on, some sellers jumping off, covered call writers getting on and off, and put writers just watching from the side. So I told him I'm going to label the video, and I had to, man. Like, it was so good. You know, I knew exactly which ones he was talking about too, so I figured this is going to be the new one now. Whenever Palantir or RKLB or AMD are holding high levels, this is going to be the new video. Oh, this is cool. Anyone who is interested in learning more about RKLB, besides, you know, Matt, Vince, you know, all the guys who share about RKLB all the time, you could read about it yourself on this site that Space Ghost 42 developed. Just go to rklb.wiki, and he has launches, space systems and components, SEC filings, insiders, partners, news releases, missions, all backlinked, searchable, open source, and free. So I thought it's awesome. I thought it was awesome that he took the time to make this for the community, for us to do our own research, and I think it's awesome. So go ahead and check it out. Subscription furus billing you after losing money on every trade. Like, come on, man. Rents due. Copen and Palantir reportedly competing for a $22 billion Army IVAS headset production contract. Sources say open competition expected to determine the winner. And I think no one enjoys merit-based competition as much as Palantir. So let the games begin. And yeah, here's today's update. Freaking held the line, man. Hold the line, y'all. All right. Looks like that's going to be it for today's update. Yeah, so let me know in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed me going into more of like the options and like seeing those big drawdowns on the option side of the portfolio. But yeah, I appreciate, you know, any and all feedback, you know, especially if it's constructive feedback. Like I do, you know, take it to heart. But yeah, thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.